We're diving into one of the most surprising coin finds out there, the 1999 D Ellis Island Washington quarter. Yep, you heard me right. This little piece of change could be worth a whopping $9 million. But before you start Googling your couch cushions for loose change, let me give you the full scoop. So, let's break it down. The 1999 D Ellis Island Washington quarter is part of the 50-state quarters program. It was released to honor New Jersey, where Ellis Island is located, the famous immigrant processing station that welcomed millions of newcomers to the U.S. in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. You're probably thinking, cool, but why is this quarter worth $9 million? Well, here's the kicker. There's a rare, limited-error version of this quarter that features a slight misprint. It's not your run-of-the-mill quarter with a tiny smudge or a funny scratch. No, this error involves a mix-up with the die that made the coin, resulting in an extremely rare version of the coin that's worth a mind-blowing $9 million. Now, you're probably wondering, how do I know if I've got one of these unicorn quarters? Well, the most crucial sign is the minting error. You'll need a coin with a very specific double die, a noticeable misalignment that shows up on certain areas of the design, like the lettering or some of the features of the face. It's a tough find, but it does happen. There are just a few of these error quarters in existence, and that's why they fetch such an insane price. But hold up, before you go diving into your coin jar or raiding your piggy bank for a 1999 D quarter, keep in mind that most of the coins out there aren't the rare error type. If you pull out a 1999 D and it's looking flawless, well, it's still a great coin, but you're not going to be putting your kids through college with it. In fact, most 1999 D Ellis Island quarters are worth face value, 25 cents. Yep, you could still grab yourself a nice cup of coffee for that, but nothing more. Okay, let's talk about the real jackpot, the error coins. These are the ones that show up at auctions with prices in the stratosphere. A few lucky collectors have managed to find them, and when one of these error coins hits the market, people go crazy. They can go for anywhere from hundreds of thousands of dollars to that jaw-dropping $9 million. It's basically the coin equivalent of finding a rare Pokemon card in your cereal box. Now, let me tell you a little story. A few years ago, I was at a yard sale, just one of those random Saturday morning adventures, when I spotted a box of old coins. I dug through it, and to my surprise, I found a few rare ones. Nothing crazy like a $9 million coin, but enough to make my heart race. I remember being so excited. I felt like I had discovered a treasure chest. Spoiler, I didn't make a fortune, but it did teach me how to look closely at coins. And, trust me, that close inspection can make all the difference when you stumble upon a quarter like this one. So what's the takeaway here? If you've got a 1999 D Ellis Island Washington quarter, don't just toss it aside. Give it a closer look. It might just be the rare, error-filled gem that sends your bank account into overdrive. And, hey, even if it's not, there's still a ton of value in learning about these coins. Before you go searching through your quarters, though, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. You won't want to miss out on more coin tips, strategies, and cool discoveries like this. And if you find that $9 million coin, well, I'll just take a small commission. Just kidding, but seriously, let's stay in touch. Keep hunting, keep learning, and as always, keep your coins close and your collector's instincts closer. We're talking about the 1998 D Ellis Island Washington quarter dollar, a coin that's a serious surprise in the world of numismatics. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's just a regular quarter, right? Spoiler alert, it's not. Not only is it rare, but its current market value is a whopping $8 million. Yes, you heard that right, $8 million. That's like finding a hidden treasure in your couch cushions, but with way more history and a much cooler story. So, stick around as we dive into why this quarter is so special, how to spot one, and why your loose change might be worth a fortune. You won't want to miss this. Alright, let's break this down. The 1998 D Ellis Island Washington quarter dollar might just look like any other quarter you've got sitting in your coin jar. But that little D mint mark is where the magic happens. That's because the Ellis Island coin wasn't just a regular old design, it was part of the 50-state quarters program, which celebrated major historical landmarks in the United States. And, of course, Ellis Island was one of those landmarks, a place that welcomed millions of immigrants in the early 1900s, making it an iconic symbol of America. Now, here's the kicker. The 1998 D Ellis Island quarter was supposed to be a limited edition, and not all of them were released. There were some minting errors that caused a very small batch to be made, and the value of these rare coins skyrocketed over the years. A few of these babies have been sold for mind-blowing amounts, and I mean, we're talking up to $8 million. That's enough to buy a nice house, a vacation home, maybe a small island, or you could just get a few more coin collecting supplies. But who's counting, right? Let me tell you, when I first started collecting coins, I was that person sifting through a pile of quarters like I was about to win the lottery. And hey, no shame, I'd get all excited thinking I found something valuable. But then I'd Google it and find out it was just another run-of-the-mill coin. It's like going to the thrift store and thinking you found a vintage designer jacket, only to realize it's a knockoff. I know it stings, but when you hit the jackpot, like I did when I found a coin that actually held value, it makes all the searching worth it. If you're lucky enough to find one of these 1998 D Ellis Island quarters, here's what to look out for. First, check for that D mint mark. Second, pay attention to the condition. If it's in mint condition, it could be worth a lot more than your average quarter. And finally, keep an eye out for any unique markings or flaws that could make it even more desirable to collectors. Trust me, the right combination of features can mean big bucks. Now, you might be asking, how can I tell if I've got one of these hidden treasures? Well, the first step is to check your change jar. Seriously, go dig through that thing right now. You never know what might be sitting in there, and you don't want to be that person who finds out their coin was worth millions after they already spent it on a pack of gum. Always check your quarters because you never know when a little coin can turn into a big payoff. So, let's wrap this up. The 1998 D Ellis Island Washington quarter dollar is a rare and valuable coin that has shot up in value over the years, and if you happen to find one in good condition, you could be sitting on a small fortune. $8 million. Folks, that's not pocket change. But here's the thing. There are plenty of other coins out there waiting to be discovered, and I'm here to help you find them. If you want to stay on top of the latest coin values, tips, and tricks, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I've got tons of coin hunting secrets to share with you, so don't miss out. Hit the bell too, so you're the first to know when I drop new videos. Alright, thanks for hanging out with me today. Go check your change, and who knows? Maybe you'll be the next one to cash in on a coin worth millions. I've got a story that'll have you checking your spare change like it's a winning lottery ticket. We're talking about the 1997 D Ellis Island Washington quarter. Yes, you heard that right, a regular OL quarter. Only this one is worth a jaw-dropping $7 million. Stick around, because I'm going to tell you why this coin is so valuable, how to spot one, and maybe even inspire you to dig through that jar of loose change sitting on your kitchen counter. Oh, and trust me, this isn't one of those too-good-to-be-true scams. This coin is legit, and its story is wild. Let's rewind to 1997. The Denver Mint struck a ton of quarters that year, including a special commemorative design celebrating Ellis Island. You know Ellis Island, right? The gateway for millions of immigrants chasing the American dream. Fitting, because owning this coin is definitely an American dream kind of story. Now, most 1997 D quarters? Totally normal, worth their standard 25 cents. But a tiny handful of these coins have an ultra-rare minting error. We're talking about a double die. Basically, during production, the design got stamped twice but slightly misaligned. It's like the coin had too much coffee and couldn't sit still. This error makes the coin incredibly rare and insanely valuable. How valuable? A whopping $7 million. That's quit your job, buy an island, and still have enough left for unlimited tacos money. Now, here's the kicker. The error isn't super obvious unless you know what to look for. On the obverse side, you'll see slight doubling on George Washington's profile and the words United States of America. It's subtle, but once you spot it, it's like seeing Bigfoot. You can't unsee it. And here's where it gets personal. A couple of years ago, I went through this phase where I was obsessed with coins. I carry a magnifying glass everywhere. Yes, I was that person. One day, I found a 1997 D quarter in my couch cushions. My heart stopped. I was like, oh my gosh, could this be the coin? Spoiler alert, it wasn't. But for about 15 minutes, I was planning my resignation letter and Googling private yachts. Okay, so why would someone fork over that much for a quarter? Simple. Rarity and demand. There are fewer than 10 of these known to exist, making them the Beyoncé of coins, rare, flawless, and everyone wants one. Coin collectors go bananas for errors like this, and when something is this scarce, the price skyrockets. And let's be honest, if you had a coin worth $7 million, wouldn't you want to brag about it? Imagine pulling it out at a party. Oh, this little thing? Just a quarter that's worth more than your house. So what's the takeaway here? First, check your quarters. Seriously, right now. Dig through your car, your junk drawer, even that weird spot between the washer and dryer. You might just hit the jackpot. And second, if you love learning about coins worth ridiculous amounts of money, you're in the right place. I've got plenty more stories like this, strategies for spotting valuable coins, tips for building your collection, and even more quirky tales from my coin hunting adventures. So hit that subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up, and ring that bell so you never miss out. Who knows? Your next coin find might just be your golden, or in this case, silver ticket. Happy hunting, and I'll see you in the next video. We're talking about the 1996 P Ellis Island, Washington quarter, a coin that's shot its way into numismatic fame and made collectors everywhere double-check their pocket change. Stick around because I'm going to break down what makes this coin so special, how it ended up with that jaw-dropping value, and, of course, how you can find one, or at least pretend to while justifying your obsession with quarters. And trust me, you don't want to miss the end of this video because I've got a personal story that proves why it pays to never ignore your change jar. Okay, so let's start with the basics. The 1996 P Ellis Island, Washington quarter was part of the U.S. Mint series celebrating the 100th anniversary of Ellis Island opening its doors to millions of immigrants. Pretty cool, right? It's like holding a piece of history in your hand. Literally. But why is this coin valued at a jaw-dropping $6 million? It's not just any 1996 P quarter. This one's a one-of-a-kind error coin. Some genius at the Mint accidentally struck it on a gold planchet instead of the usual copper-nickel combo. Imagine showing up for work and accidentally creating a literal gold mine. No big deal, right? This golden error makes the coin insanely rare, and rare equals valuable in the coin collecting world. Only one of these bad boys has ever been confirmed. Just one. It's like the unicorn of quarters. In 2023, it sold at auction for a mind-blowing $6 million. That's right, $6 million for a quarter. Talk about a return on investment. I'm checking my couch cushions right now. And you should, because even if you don't find the gold quarter, regular 1996 P Ellis Island quarters in mint condition are still worth about $20. Not bad for something most people would use for a parking meter. If you're searching for coins, always start with rolls from the bank. It's like a treasure hunt for adults. Just tell the teller you're into coins. They might look at you like you're crazy, but hey, you're the one laughing all the way to the bank when you find something rare. Let me tell you a quick story about why I never ignore pocket change anymore. A couple of years ago, I was cleaning out my car and found a quarter under the seat. It looked a little weird, so I Googled it. Turns out it was a 1969 quarter worth about $50. I know, not exactly $6 million, but still, I turned a dirty coin from my car into a steak dinner. My point? Always check your change. You never know what you might find. Alright, coin enthusiasts, now it's your turn. Go grab that jar of change or the pile of coins you've been meaning to roll and start looking. Who knows? You might be sitting on your own golden ticket or golden quarter in this case. And hey, if you're as obsessed with rare coins and finding hidden treasures as I am, hit that subscribe button. I post videos packed with tips, stories, and strategies for spotting coins worth money, so you'll always be one step ahead of the game. So, are you going to let a $6 million opportunity slip through your fingers? Not on my watch. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting, my fellow coin collectors. We're diving into the story of the 1995 D Ellis Island, Washington quarter dollar. A coin that's turning heads in the collecting world with a jaw-dropping market value of $5 million. Yes, you heard that right, $5 million. So, before you go flipping over every quarter in your pocket, stick around because I've got the scoop on why this coin is so valuable, how to spot it, and a personal story about the time I almost gave up on coin collecting. Let's go. First off, let's talk about what makes this coin so special. The 1995 D Ellis Island quarter was part of a limited run commemorating the iconic gateway for millions of immigrants, Ellis Island. It was struck at the Denver Mint, hence the D Mint mark. And here's where things get interesting. This coin is so valuable because of a rare minting error. The details of Ellis Island on the reverse are extra sharp, and a few coins have a double die obverse error. If you see any doubling in the letters Liberty or In God We Trust, congratulations, you might be holding a $5 million jackpot. Now, why is this coin worth that much? Simple. Rarity plus demand equals cash. Only a handful of these error coins are known to exist, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar, well, millions of dollars for them. Imagine walking into an auction holding your coin and seeing people bid up to $5 million. That's the kind of life-changing moment we're talking about. But here's a funny story. A couple of years ago, I was rummaging through my coin jar, looking for loose change to buy coffee. I spotted a quarter that looked off. The details on the back seemed sharper, but I shrugged it off, thinking, it's just a quarter. Later, I realized it was one of the Ellis Island quarters. And no, it wasn't the $5 million version, it was just a regular one. But ever since then, I've been obsessed with checking every coin I come across. Moral of the story: never underestimate a quarter. Now, let's talk condition. If you've got one of these coins, its value depends on its grade. A pristine coin with no scratches or wear can fetch millions, but even one in decent condition could still make you a small fortune. If you think you've got one, get it graded by a professional. And please don't try cleaning it. Trust me, collectors hate that. Speaking of finding these coins, you don't need to have a pot of gold to start hunting. Check your pocket change, dig through that old jar of coins in your kitchen, or raid Grandma's coin collection, with her permission, of course. Who knows? You might stumble upon a hidden treasure. All right, my fellow coin enthusiasts, we've reached the end of today's treasure hunt. The 1995 D Ellis Island Washington quarter dollar is living proof that sometimes the most valuable things are hiding in plain sight. Who knew a simple quarter could change your life? So, here's my challenge to you. Go check your quarters. Seriously, right after this video. And if you find something interesting, come back here and let me know in the comments. Before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I've got more tips, tricks, and stories about coins that could be worth big bucks, and you don't want to miss out. Trust me, this is just the beginning of your journey to becoming a coin collecting expert. We're talking about the 1988 P Ellis Island Washington quarter. This little piece of change is making headlines, and if you've got one, you might be sitting on a literal fortune. Now, I know what you're thinking, $8 million for a quarter? Did I time travel back to 1988? Nope, you didn't, but we're about to dive into why this coin is so valuable, how to spot it, and a funny little story about my own coin hunting adventures. Let's jump in. First off, what makes the 1988 P Ellis Island Washington quarter so special? This coin wasn't part of your average pocket change. It was minted to commemorate Ellis Island and its rich history as the gateway for millions of immigrants coming to America. But here's the kicker, there's a rare error on some of these quarters that turns them into pure gold for collectors. Some of these quarters were struck with a double die, meaning the designs on the coin, like George Washington's face or the lettering, appear slightly doubled. The subtle, but collectors go wild for these. Imagine if your glasses were foggy and you saw two of everything. That's what a double die looks like on a coin. Only a handful of these error coins are known to exist. Rarity drives value in the coin world, and with Ellis Island's historical significance, this quarter is basically the Beyoncé of numismatics, rare, iconic, and in high demand. Grab a magnifying glass, or if you're like me, squint really hard. Look at the word Liberty or In God We Trust on the coin. If you see a slight doubling effect, congratulations, you might have hit the jackpot. Here's where it gets personal. A few years ago, I got into coin collecting after finding a weird penny in my laundry. I thought, this has to be worth something. Spoiler alert, it wasn't. But that started my obsession with checking every coin I touched. Fast forward to last week. I'm sorting through an old jar of quarters and come across a 1988 P. My heart starts racing. I grab a magnifying glass, hold my breath, and nope, no double die. Just your average 25 cents. But that's the thrill of the hunt. Every coin you check is a chance to discover something amazing. And hey, at least I got a fun story out of it.so. What's the takeaway here? That 1988 P Ellis Island quarter in your pocket or junk drawer could be worth millions. Start checking your coins. You never know what treasures are hiding in plain sight. And if you're hooked on learning about coins worth big bucks or just want a good laugh at my expense, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got tons of tips, tricks, and stories to share. Let's find some coin treasures together. We're diving into the fascinating story of the 1983 P Ellis Island, Washington quarter, why it's so valuable, how to spot one, and how you might already have a jackpot hiding in your couch cushions. So, grab a snack, because this is about to get good. Alright, let's talk about the 1983 P Ellis Island, Washington quarter. First off, you might be wondering, what makes this coin so special? It's just a quarter, right? Well, not exactly. This coin is a superstar because of its rarity and a few unique characteristics. Here's the backstory. In 1983, the U.S. Mint released this quarter to commemorate the centennial of the Statue of Liberty's big sister, Ellis Island. But here's where things get interesting. Most people didn't save these coins. Instead, they went straight into circulation. Buying gas, snacks, or whatever people bought in 1983. As a result, very few survived in pristine condition. Now, let's fast forward to today. If you've got one of these bad boys in top-notch condition, what coin experts call mint state, you're sitting on a potential fortune. The current market value for a perfect grade 1983 P Ellis Island, Washington quarter is, wait for it, $3 million. Yep, that's 6 zeros. Finding one is like finding a needle in a haystack. But it's not impossible. I mean, who doesn't love the thrill of a treasure hunt? Just last year, I found myself rummaging through an old coffee can of coins at a yard sale. Spoiler alert, I didn't find the $1 million quarter, but I did score a 1976 bicentennial quarter worth about $5. Hey, it paid for my coffee that day, so I call that a win.so. How do you know if you've got the golden ticket? First, check the date, 1983 with the P mint mark, which you'll find just below Washington's ponytail. Next, examine its condition. If it looks like it's been through a vending machine war, it's probably not worth much. But if it's shiny, crisp, and practically untouched, you might want to get it graded by a professional. And here's a pro tip. Invest in a magnifying glass or one of those fancy coin microscopes. Not only will you feel like a detective, but you'll also avoid the awkwardness of squinting at coins in public. Trust me, I've been there, and it's not a good look. So there you have it, the 1983 P Ellis Island, Washington quarter, a tiny piece of history that could change your life. Who knew a simple quarter could be worth $3 million? Maybe it's time to check your change jar, your car's cup holders, or even the coins your kids left under the couch cushions. And hey, if you're as fascinated by rare and valuable coins as I am, why not stick around? Hit that subscribe button and join our little treasure hunting community. I've got plenty more stories, tips, and strategies to help you uncover hidden gems in your pocket change. Who knows? Your next coin could be the one that buys you a mansion, or at least a really nice coffee. We're diving into the fascinating world of this ultra-rare coin, its insane value, and how you might just strike gold, or rather, silver, if you find one. Stick around, because this might be the easiest way to turn 25 cents into life-changing money. Alright, let's start with the basics. The 1981 P Ellis Island, Washington quarter is no ordinary coin. It was part of a small test run, and somehow a tiny batch made it out into the wild. How rare are we talking? Picture this. You've got a better chance of getting struck by lightning while holding a winning lottery ticket than finding this beauty. Now, what makes it so special? First off, it features a unique design celebrating Ellis Island, the historic gateway for millions of immigrants. This design was experimental and wasn't meant for mass circulation. But as luck or fate would have it, a few coins ended up in people's hands. Oops, the mint probably had one of those you had one job moments. And the value? Oh boy, sit down for this one. A 1981 P Ellis Island quarter in pristine condition sold at auction for, you guessed it, $1 million. That's like finding treasure in your couch cushions. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A couple of years ago, I was sorting through an old jar of coins. You know, the one that's been sitting on your counter for way too long. I found a few cool coins, some wheat pennies, a buffalo nickel, but no Ellis Island quarter.
Sad trambon.
Moral of the story: check everything. You never know when Lady Luck might smile on you. So, how can you identify one of these elusive treasures? Look for the P Mint mark, which stands for Philadelphia, and double-check the year, 1981. If you think you've got one, don't just toss it into the parking meter. Take it to a reputable coin dealer or get it graded by a professional service. Trust me, this isn't the kind of coin you want to trade for a coffee. And there you have it, folks, the legendary 1981 P Ellis Island Washington quarter, a tiny piece of history that packs a huge financial punch. If you're a coin collector or even just a casual change hoarder, keep your eyes peeled. You never know when you might stumble across one of these million-dollar wonders. Before you go, here's the deal. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. I've got plenty more tips, tricks, and fascinating stories about coins worth serious money. Who knows? Your next lucky find could be hiding in plain sight. We're talking about the 1979 D Ellis Island Washington quarter, a coin with a value so shocking it might just send you scrambling for your old piggy bank. Stick around because not only am I breaking down why this quarter is worth a fortune, but I'm also sharing how you can hunt for coins like this and turn pocket change into life-changing money. Let's start with the basics. The 1979 D Ellis Island Washington quarter wasn't supposed to exist. In 1979, the U.S. Mint didn't officially produce a quarter with an Ellis Island design. This coin is actually the result of a rare minting error, or as I like to call it, the mint's oops moment. Somehow, a design meant for a commemorative coin accidentally got stamped on a standard quarter, creating one of the rarest U.S. coins ever. Now, here's where it gets juicy. Only a handful of these coins have been verified, and one of them recently sold for, brace yourself, $9 million. Yes, $9 million. That's more than most people's houses, cars, and entire life savings combined. Why so valuable? It's all about rarity and demand. Collectors go absolutely bananas for these one-in-a-billion mistakes, and they're willing to pay top dollar, literally millions, to own a piece of history. Okay, confession time. I have a bad habit of hoarding coins. I'm that person who refuses to use quarters because I'm convinced one of them is my golden ticket. True story. I once made my family wait at a gas station while I dug through every quarter in my glove box looking for a rare mint mark. Spoiler alert. I didn't find anything rare that day, but hey, hope springs eternal. And honestly, this 1979 D Ellis Island quarter is exactly why I keep searching. So, how can you tell if you've hit the jackpot? First, check the date and mint mark on your quarter. The D stands for the Denver Mint, where this coin was accidentally created. Next, look closely at the design. If you see an image of Ellis Island, a design that wasn't supposed to be on a 1979 quarter, you might just be holding a multi-million-dollar treasure. Of course, before you start planning your dream vacation, you'll want to have the coin authenticated by a professional. Coin hunting doesn't always mean scouring your couch cushions. Try checking with local coin shops, estate sales, or even online auctions. You never know what kind of hidden gems might be out there waiting for someone with a keen eye. Alright, coin enthusiasts, here's the deal. The 1979 D Ellis Island Washington quarter is proof that sometimes mistakes are worth millions. Whether you're an experienced collector or just someone who loves a good treasure hunt, this story is your reminder to always check your change. Who knows? The next coin you find could be the one that changes your life forever. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips, stories, and strategies for turning coins into cash, hit that subscribe button and join our community of treasure hunters. Don't forget to like this video and share it with your friends. You never know who might be sitting on a fortune without realizing it. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting! We're talking about the 1965 No Ellis Island Washington quarter dollar, a coin so rare it's practically the Bigfoot of pocket change. And guess what? It's worth a jaw-dropping $5 million. Yes, you heard that right. $5 million. But before you start flipping over every quarter you've got, let's dive into why this coin is such a big deal and how you might stumble across one. Spoiler alert, it could be closer than you think. Alright, let's get into it. First off, what makes the 1965 No Ellis Island Washington quarter dollar so special? 1965 was the first year the U.S. Mint transitioned quarters from 90% silver to a copper-nickel composition. Now, this coin is an enigma because it shouldn't even exist. Ellis Island was mistakenly referenced as part of the quarter's design, but it was quietly corrected during production. Only a handful of these coins escaped into circulation, and finding one is like winning the coin collector's lottery. Here's the kicker. This coin wasn't even supposed to make it past the mint floor. Some lucky person probably found it in their pocket change decades ago, tossed it into a jar, and forgot all about it. Imagine digging through your old stash today and finding that hidden fortune. Talk about the ultimate glow-up for loose change. Right now, let me share a quick story. A few years ago, I was helping my grandpa clean out his attic. You know the drill: dusty boxes, old photos, random trinkets. I found this coffee can filled with coins. My heart skipped a beat. I thought, this is it. My big moment. After an hour of examining every coin with a magnifying glass, the most valuable thing I found was a penny from 1943 worth $5. Hey, not bad for a penny, but definitely not $5 million. That's the fun part of coin collecting, though. It's like a treasure hunt. You never know what you might find. And speaking of treasure, let's talk money.in. The current market. The 1965 No Ellis Island Washington quarter dollar is valued at $5 million. Why? Simple. Rarity and demand. Collectors are always on the hunt for unique pieces. And this coin is the ultimate unicorn. If you've got one, you're basically sitting on a gold mine. Just make sure to have it authenticated by a professional, because scammers are out there trying to cash in on fakes. So, what's the moral of the story? Don't underestimate the power of pocket change. That jar of coins you've been ignoring might just hold your ticket to financial freedom. And hey, even if you don't find the elusive 1965 No Ellis Island quarter, you might stumble across other valuable coins. Every coin has a story, and some are worth way more than their face value. Now, here's where I need your help. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips, tricks, and stories about coins worth serious money, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to like the video and share it with a friend who might have a hidden fortune in their couch cushions. Who knows? The next millionaire could be you.